And those don't translate over to humans. You know, you can't like squirt somebody with a bottle of water and be like, you can't talk to me like that. You grab them by the back of the neck and put them in another room and close the door. Turn on the vacuum. You know, like, those don't work with Jim. You know? Yeah.
The specific tag of a random name. Yeah.
It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now.
Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in pod-person land. Welcome back to another episode of Stand-Up Teardown. I'm your host, Sean Fau. Joining me as always is Matthew Ballek. Yay. Hello, Matt. Coming out of the gate strong. What's going on today? What the fuck? Now you're muted.
Oh wait, yeah, that is on me for once. I was just talking about how much I was enjoying your initial struggle, and here I am just on mute, gloating in silence.
Oh my God, we suck at life. What are we doing for the fine folks at home today?
By 25 episodes, we'd have this down pat, but no.
You think by like 25 years old, we'd have this down. You would think. Still.
Oh, well, we'll see if we got this part right. I do still have 3 comedians that have come to you with full stand-up specials, somewhat recently released.
Right on.
As is the winning formula. But this week we have at least one comedian I think we've both heard of, and 2 that I doubt either of us have. But yeah, starting up with at least someone we know. This is American comedian, radio personality, actor, podcaster, Adam Carolla. You may know him from Loveline, The Man Show, Adam Carolla Show.
Talked about randomly on this show.
Oh, yeah. He's been name dropped, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, I've been listening since, the Loveline days. So I was, a fan of his for 20-something years now. So.
Oh, wow. Well, I've definitely listened to a lot of his podcasts. I can't say I watched like a ton of Man Show or listened to a lot of Loveline, but I'm definitely I'm a fan. I'm aware of Adam Carolla, but this should be an interesting special because this is actually out with Dry Bar Comedy, which is sort of known for their clean comedy acts. So I believe this is Adam Carolla's first ever clean stand-up attempt.
Yeah, and this one
sort of the gimmick, if you will.
I think this is actually the first one on the show that I've seen before, because I think I talked about this like an episode or 2 ago. But this, I just happened to watch this show because, honestly, I didn't think we were doing Dry Bar because they fucked us. So but whatever. Yeah, let's take a look here. Let's see if they fuck us again. Yeah.
Well, not with that attitude.
It's not on.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel good. It's great to be back in Provo, Utah.
The home of Dry Bar.
Provo because I'm a car guy, and I live in Malibu. And Malibu, California is just a bunch of Lamborghinis and Maseratis and Ferraris. I hardly ever get to see a Saturn. I saw a sweet cherry Saturn.
Yeah, true. Starting clean. Well, you see, again, my problem with, it's probably a problem I have with just anyone that I listen to enough of their podcast is that so much of their stand-up material gets drawn from their podcast, or they had the idea a year or 2 ago and kind of talked about it a little bit and then maybe flesh it out for the special or whatever. But for me, like I said, I've already seen this specific special, and so much of it is just kind of rehashing a lot of stuff from his show. Not that there's anything bad in there, but it's just if you are a regular listener, it's a little disappointing just in that it's more of a best of or a greatest hits compilation than it is, then it feels like something new and fresh.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm reminded of when I would watch, I think it was a Monty Python special where it was just refilmed versions of their BBC sketches, like their best of, and there's something about it. I think it was just called like a Now for Something Completely Different. And something about it was like, I still like it because I like Monty Python, or I like these sketches originally, but seeing them, I don't know, with that different level of polish, or
it's like seeing your
lost
favorite,
a little of the magic. Yeah,
it's like seeing your favorite band live after like listening to the album for so long. Like it's even as clean as they can be, it's not quite the same as the album, and things just feel a little bit weird. But it's kind of, I guess, nice to see it redone. But yeah, there is definitely a bit of crowd interaction in this that is specific to this show, though. So there is some novel stuff in here, but let's let it speak for itself here.
Coming from the airport,
airplane jokes.
That thing, oh man, it had a racing stripe going right. Oh no, that was duct tape. Trying to hold the fender on. I've never done a clean show in my life. I didn't even know if I've had a clean lunch. I'm always pretty filthy, so this is kind of nerve-wracking for me. So if someone could go to the bar and get me a Shirley Temple and
also booze
buttermilk.
free shows, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you people take the edge off?
The Mormon Utah thing. So yeah, that's why it's dry bar.
Around here.
Just the word angel in the corner for the whole thing.
Yeah. For those out of the loop, it's Angel Production Studios, the same people that they've done they do religious like crowd-funded movies sort of thing.
Okay, like a distribution arm or something.
I think they do production and everything, but they're it's kind of like a oh god, who's the guy that does Medea? Jesus Christ,
The Tyler Perry.
Yeah, Tyler Perry. They're just like the Mormon Utah Tyler Perry. Like they just kind of set up their own independent sort of production company and are churning out religious content. Their stand-up arm of Dry Bar isn't specifically religious, but yeah, I think all of their movies under the Angel brand are religious, or I should say Christian, specifically. But
devil free, yes.
I think more than just devil free. They had the one about the abducted children on the island that kind of made a lot of hoopla a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And
a little devilish.
Well, I mean, they were from the perspective of the guy saving the kids, so it was hero action movie-ish with hero religiously hero undertones. But yeah, all that to be said, this is the venue in which we are, so the laughter is different than the usual drunken hullabaloo we are used to.
Okay.
I was watching TV and I saw a commercial for a face cream. And it was a 69-year-old woman who was given a testimonial. And she said, this face cream works so well that when I go out with my daughter, people mistake us for sisters. And then she said, it never gets old. And I thought, not for you. But I bet it gets old real dang fast for your haggard daughter. Twice divorced, chain smoking, drinking, non-sunscreen wearing, 37-year-old daughter. Oh, it got old day one for her.
There's something odd too.
Good attitude, but it doesn't seem like the Adam Carolla I know. But then I know the conceit of the special, so
yeah,
he's doing a good job.
Yeah, I mean there's something weird about his pacing though. It feels uncomfortable, or there's a weird. He ramped up into that joke. It felt like there was kind of a very slow build up that felt more like awkwardness or unsureness or just not command of the stage, rather than a deliberately specific pacing of the outcome of the joke sort of thing. Again, he's a radio guy. He's not specifically a stand-up, even though they're very
not known as a stand-up. It's similar territory, but it's more like long form stand-up spoken word.
They're related, but also very different. I mean, radio booth, you're playing to maybe two people in the booth, whereas stand-up, you're playing to the audience. So there's a whole different sort of I don't know, I guess level of nerve and level of comfort that comes with that. So yeah, that is just to say performing isn't performing. Everything is going to be a little bit different. So I none of the times that I've seen Carolla perform stand-up have I felt like he's, a road dog, polished stand-up, but he's good enough in just being, familiar with his brand is kind of enough to get you through most of it. But yeah, there is definitely like, he really needs another, 5-10 years to really bake into a full stand-up. Yeah.
Does he have like any full specials of like an hour?
No, I think he's only been doing stand-up for like the last.
Stand-up is just a outlet thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's only since the podcast that he's been doing stand-up, so it's certainly not his whole career. We're probably at like 10 years of him doing stand-up, which they usually say is about when you're, fully baked as a stand-up. But yeah, I think he needs to go back in the oven a little bit. I still love his podcast, and I don't listen as much as I used to, but it's just a different brand.
Well, this is good training too, to like remove the swears and still be funny.
Oh, yeah. But that's the other thing. Like, he was on, fucking broadcast radio for so long. So like, he knows how to not fuck with the FCC. This is, a certain level above that, but not much. Like, you can push dry bar pretty far, and, yeah.
You guys watch the Olympics? I like the Olympics, but I'm a little disappointed in one event because it should be the best event, and it is the most boring event, which is fencing. Fencing. It should be the best, right? It shouldn't be boring. I mean, think about what fencing is. Fencing is our country's sword fights with other countries. Count me in, right? Now, boring. I would rather watch Mexicans put up fencing.
It's a classic Carolla phrasing.
Yes.
I would pull over my truck and eat a sandwich and watch Mexicans stack cinder blocks before I would watch Olympic caliber fencing. That's an indictment of Olympic fencing. I think the problem with Olympic fencing is the outfits. They dress like X-ray technicians with a spaghetti colander on their head. They should be forced to wear the outfits of their country swordsmen from back in the day.
So like his pacing, you can like feel him like comfortably slipping into rant mode here, which is a very standard gear for him. But like, yeah, that it takes him a while to like find that gear.
Totally. Yeah. Cause it's just not sounding like him. I mean, it's just, I think you have to take on a different kind of voice when you're on stage in front of more people than when you're just like kind of seated on a couch in more intimate settings. So like, I'm just used to hearing him a bit like maybe less animated, more sarcastic sounding, but
he gets pretty animated on the show.
I don't know. There's something about his maybe because he's like standing up and using his diaphragm more. But
I mean that's the difference between like stage acting and movie acting. That projecting to the back of the room. That's going to it's all going to feed into it. But
a little longer.
Right.
We're loud.
You'd watch that. France would have a musketeer, a guy with a boot up to here and a suede vest and a felt hat with a feather in it. Japan would have a samurai. United States, a homeless guy with a machete. He's got a load in his sweatpants. He's missing a flip-flop. Shirtless. Stole someone's food, threatening judges. I was in Naples, Florida, doing some shows, and I stayed at a nice hotel.
That was definitely the other thing I remember about this. He has absolutely no transitions.
I was like waiting for and what was the point of this story like to lead us into? No.
Yeah. No, it is
right
literally
off a cliff
just
with that.
Yeah,
But
I'm done with this bit. What's next?
I know, it's just so funny to me just to be so passionate about hating fencing in the Olympics. And then I'm like, it was a fun premise once you got into the country specifics and everything. So
Yeah. I mean, but that's very on brand to just kind of for him to slip into that rant mode like that. So, I think he just kind of like needs jumping off points from one rant to the other. I think that,
but it's there. Well, I'm sure with his just point of view on comedy, it's like, here's another random thing I have a very specific opinion about.
Right. I think that's like, that next step towards, next step in like stand-up evolution is like, you go from like, just jokes or joke, or, you start to get a little bit more personal, but at a certain point you start to, really bring in those like transitions that bring it into a larger set as opposed to a series of jokes. So like something that has, a more congruent theme or something that, has more callbacks and flow throughout a set as opposed to something like this where it's just, a series of jokes.
Yeah, no, I think so. And like you said, I think with a bit more time and knowing that this is probably not like especially like massage for very long, maybe
right,
like in front of other audiences, like other bits maybe, but these are like, ooh, what are the things I can do?
Well, yeah, as far as I know, this is more just like one of those things. Like he always talks about he did Dancing with the Stars because it was offered to him and it made him scared. And so he's like, wait, why would I be scared of this? And like, forced himself to do it. So that's kind of the vibe I get with the dry bar thing. Like it was,
this is a way of him like trying to be a better comedian. So
well, just a new challenge. So like, like there, I think Seinfeld talks about it a lot. Like if you don't need the fuck word in there, like then take it out. Like if the joke's not funny without the fuck word, it's not a joke. So it's, there is certainly something to be respected in that. But
where it's like, that's just swearing as your personality. But
but to your point, I think he spent a lot less time cultivating this as a special, and it's more of an exercise than a again, he's not a stand-up, so he's not spending an entire year working on a special. He's spending a year doing all sorts of other crap, and this comedy is just kind of a thing along the way, or one of the many ways he garners income, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was in the lobby of the nice hotel, and I was checking in, and I started to see all these guys, middle-aged guys, buzzing around, dressed head to toe in Ferrari gear. The red slacks and the windbreakers, Ferrari hat, driving shoes. These guys, right? None of them here today. I got my salt of the earth Saturn crowd here. Keeping it real. But these guys, I don't like these guys. I'm a car guy. I don't like these guys. And so I was sitting there getting angry at all these guys. But I said to the woman behind the counter, I was like, what's going on around here? She goes, oh, it's a big Italian car festival, and all these guys are in town. And I thought, okay, well, I don't like them. But then I saw their wives coming in, and they were dressed head to toe in Ferrari gear as well. And I was like, now I like these guys. Because these women are miserable. They did not want to put this on. No woman wants to go out and dress like an Italian clown and yet they have dominion over their wives. And I thought, I have never had that kind of control over a woman. I've never been in a relationship where I had that kind of vote with a woman, that kind of control. I couldn't get my ex-wife to put on a smile.
Nice misdirect for that.
Yeah. And I think this is the first time I've heard him do like ex-wife jokes. Like since the divorce, he has been kind of non-verbal about the whole thing. So, yeah, interesting. But I'm going to let this one go a little bit long because I think this one leads into a little bit of the audience interaction I was talking about. So I'll give you a taste of that because I think it's worth it if we hang out.
Speaking of dominion over a woman, not that this is part of the act, but there's a dude up here getting a full foot rub. Double-footed foot rub. Double, both boots off, full recline. Both bare feet on her lap. Now, what happens when you see a movie? Do you have to sit in the seat in front of him? Do you have a single sister? At this point, I'll take a brother.
I'll cut it off there. He goes on for a little bit with him, but yeah, that was definitely the most surprising part of this special.
How does that even get started?
yeah, that's,
it can't be their first time as like at a comedy show, or if it is, that's even crazier.
Well, I mean, it could be the fourth sister wife, so it just might be her turn. I don't, that's
that's Utah.
Yeah, they have a whole different sort of relationship status over there, so maybe that's a thing that definitely wouldn't fly in LA. So
yeah, you gotta have your kicks if you're not swearing or drinking. You need those public foot rubs.
I guess, yeah, kink shaming, or you gotta have something to spice it up. Shit.
Yeah.
Treat it like poppers. Just take a whiff once in a while.
God, we need to get off of this topic. Just off of this entire special now.
Who do we got up next?
Supposed to be Angel. Hey, come on. All right, up next. This is a comedian I've not heard of, but this is Stephen Rogers. He's been on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Late Show with James Corden, Just for Laughs Festival. I think he's a regular at New York's Comedy Cellar, but that's all I have on this comedian. But it has a new special, Half of We, second stand-up special. This one is produced by Nate Bargatze and Brian Regan's offshoot. I forget what that's called.
Wait, so are we clean?
I think this might also be clean. We'll see. Because I don't know if Nate Bargatze and Brian Regan's offshoot is like a specifically clean thing, but
they are both. I mean, Regan's clean. Bargatze's clean too, right?
I'd say so. Yeah, like he's not. I don't know. Somewhere in the PG-13.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not like dropping swears a whole lot.
Yeah, but his like 6-year-old daughter announces him. She's like he's not gonna fuck. Yeah. It's definitely whatever.
But a clean sweep on this one.
A clean sweep. Yeah.
In terms of comedians, because
yeah,
might all be clean specials.
Indeed. Yeah, I tried to make that a pun and realized I just repeated what you said. It's clean regardless. But anyways.
It's Nateland. That's like my obvious name is the name of the production company.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, Brian Regan's name is not even a part of it.
I've never heard of this guy, and I know I haven't seen this special. I know nothing, but I do love that this is just the first frame of the special. Like, I'm assuming it's going to be one of those cold opens where he does a minute and then we like go into the actual opening.
Yeah, like a
but
teaser.
If he literally just starts the special like this, that's extra credit up front.
Okay.
So let's see what he's doing. Oh shit! Wrong button.
I know I look like I believe in Christmas all year long. Very funny.
Oh, God damn it. It was a good joke, but he fucking did the thing.
Good job on that.
Huh?
I'm in my early 30s.
No.
Wait, was that a cut? Or is that really the first joke you told to this audience? Huh. The cut to the title card makes it a little bit harder to tell, but could go either way on that. That could be pulled from somewhere, but it also definitely feels like an introductory joke, and it works.
Yeah, maybe you did like a little preamble that just wasn't cut into the special itself. So like roll into this and just walk out, lights up, and start talking, but that's how it's edited. And then he just rolled right into his act from here, but
yeah.
So far, so good.
We need the director's cut.
Engagement edit.
Yeah, indeed.
Anybody give up yet? Sweet. Recently given up? Anybody give up yet?
Recently given up.
Sweet. Good. I gotta say, I watched you guys come in, and more of you should have clapped, but that's all right. Giving up is good, by the way. Giving up means you're being yourself. Just be yourself. It's way better. It's an easier way to live lives. Like I was one of those people that tried too hard. I was trying to dress cooler than I am, and you learn a lot when you do that. I learned you're not pulling off what you're wearing if someone says what you're wearing to you. Like recently, I wore a leather jacket, and my best friend was like, "Leather jacket." I was like, "Uh-oh. No. That's not how you say that." He said it like I had a weapon. He was like, "He's got a leather jacket. Somebody get it from him." Every time I try to look cool as a person, I end up looking like a little...
That was great. Like, he pulled a joke out of, like, just a pronunciation. Like, not even.
Look,
like,
it was, nicely done.
It's really... I don't even want to say, like, mining the well for fucking... Like, it's just... It was easy, but it works, and it's, like, still kind of unexpected. But, like, he's got a weird energy to him, too. Like, he... You know, we talk about people with a lot of reps that like own the stage, and he does, but he's also like weirdly awkward. Like there's this weird sort of juxtaposition of being like professionally awkward.
Yeah, he just has a very positive form of anxiety.
There you go.
Enjoyable anxiety on stage. It's like,
totally.
It's not stressing me out.
No. Like, I feel like he would stress out a puppy, but like other than that.
Cell phone towers that are made to look like trees. You know, like people, we see what you're going for, and it's not natural. We know it's you. Yeah. I'm not cool. I don't have any tattoos. You guys knew that. I don't have any tattoos. No one's ever like, really? I would have thought full back. I don't have any tattoos. I'm not against tattoos. I think they're cool on people. I just don't have tattoo brain. Every time I've ever put a sticker on my laptop, I'm like, oh my God, that's forever. What was I thinking? Oh, I just met that coffee shop. I don't have any tattoos, but this is true. People think I own a printer by looking at me. And they're right. That's not cool. That's not fair. I've had friends, this is true, that have never set foot in my home text me going, can I print something at your place? I'm like, how do you know I have one? That's what I'm giving off is toner vibes.
Is this like a millennial Gen Z thing? They don't do printers anymore?
No, I don't think, there's no need anymore for printers, it seems.
I still have printers. I have printers.
Of course you do.
I have printers. Fine.
My face says I printed my own boarding pass at home, and it's right here. I got it. I don't like that. But yeah, I don't. You know, I'm not too worried about that stuff. My friends are. You know, I'm just like a hoodie guy. I like hoodies. You know, I will say every time I put a hoodie on, though, I feel like I'm being born. Because it takes me a while to find the exit. You know, I'm making the same face. You know, I'm crying. My mom's there. Like it's a lot. You know. But my friends, they're worried about that stuff still. They're trying to be cooler than they are. You know, I have sneakerhead friends. And that's okay if you're a sneakerhead, by the way. Just don't stop there. You know, because if somebody's complimenting you on just your shoes, that means they scanned your entire body and couldn't find anything until they got to your feet. You know, they're like, no. Hey, look at those shoes, buddy. Oh, starting from the bottom. Yeah. I'm not worried about that. My friends, I can't believe it. I have some friends that Ziploc bag their shoes and they put them in the freezer. Keep them fresh. It's true. That's wild, right? I feel like even if you told Jeffrey Dahmer that, he'd be like, what's in your fridge?
Look, Maggie's shoes.
Wow, you have a pair of Jordans. I just have the one guy.
That's a damn fine joke right there. Yeah, not much to fucking rag on here. Like he is, like he kind of started out saying, like, you know, you have to kind of give up and just own who you are, and it seems like he's very much embraced that. Like, I've never heard of him before, but I'm not getting any sort of like impression vibe or like, you know, I mean, he could. I don't know that he's new, but I'm not getting any of that sort of vibe of new comedian, you know, and doing impressions of old comedian sort of thing, or like, you know, pretend, or, you know, people just do Bill Hicks until they find their own voice or something. Like, this guy seems fully fucking formed.
Yeah, he's kind of melded together his influences, because they're not as like obvious.
No, maybe
at the stage, because like he's just like melded them with his personality now. So it's like, but yeah, I agree. He's just got like a confident but relaxed delivery style, and he's got, you know, his anxious energy to it. But it's all working. The guy's like, yeah,
but I can't even think of like, I can't even think of any comedians that he reminds me of. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like I'd have to like dissect it down and be like, wait, what influences? I mean,
right. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they're there. I mean, you know, you wouldn't be in this business if you didn't have fucking comedy heroes, but like,
yeah.
But
no, I'm saying he's worked long enough where they're just hidden now. They're not so like, not only are they not obvious, they're just not noticeable. Like, I'm not like,
did you say how long he's been? Yeah. Did you say?
I didn't. No. Didn't say how long.
Right on. Yeah. I was just kind of guessing that he was new, but he might have been doing it since he was 12, or he might be 50 and just look like he's 12.
Right, so, exactly.
Who knows?
I don't know. It's interesting, the things that we do that we consider cool. I find it very fascinating. Like, we find danger to be cool. Physical danger only, by the way. Like, no one ever brags about putting their mental health at risk. You know, like someone can ride their motorcycle by with no helmet, and we're all like, oh. But we'll never hear somebody go, oh yeah, well, I spend my whole day comparing myself to others. So who's really the bad boy here? Yeah, I don't know. I'm embarrassing. That's what I am, you know. I have anxiety, diagnosed. I'm not doing it to fit in, but I do. I have anxiety. Sometimes I think I'm being a calm person, and then I realize my shoulders are protecting my neck for no reason. You ever have that? People are like, hey, are you stressed out? I'm like, why would you ask me that? Why do you think so? They're like, it looks like you're guarding a bell tower. Yeah. I'm not smooth. That's the main thing. You know, you guys have been listening. I'm not smooth. I'm not. I recently went to a restaurant with my girlfriend, and the guy behind the podium, he looked at us and he went like this. And now I know he meant two. But I'm not joking. I did it back at him. I swear to God, I was like, yeah, and also with you, man. Let's have no conflict tonight. We just wanted food, both of us. Yeah. That's a big thing with me, confrontation. I got to get better with that. I'm not good at that. I'm a people pleaser. Any people pleasers here? Cool. Nice. All right. Yeah, I am.
Even when his jokes don't really land, he still like goes through like they did. Like there's still kind of a confidence there of like, yeah, I'm going on. Like, I don't know. Yeah. There's no acquiescence. Right. Yeah. Like a lot of comedians, you like see them like, you know, they might not all be devastated when a joke doesn't land, but like you can see a momentum shift or whatever. But
yeah,
like
a little bit of that fear.
Right. Yeah.
The lights look sometimes like, oh shit.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like just too unaware of anything to be affected by reactions. But I doubt it. It just, comes across as professionalism.
Agreed.
Pleaser. My buddy confronted me about it recently. He's like, you care too much about what other people think, and you need to stop. I was like, if I did, would that make you happy? Would you like me more? Yeah. I don't speak up at all. I don't speak up in Ubers. It doesn't matter what the driver's doing wrong. I'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's take the sidewalk. That seems faster. This is how little I speak up in Ubers. I was in the back of one recently. The seatbelt didn't work. And instead of saying anything, I just held it together. The whole ride. I know I could have spoke up and be totally...
You know what? Now that I said that, I am seeing him getting a little bit of energy when the crowd is with him. It's subtle, but there is a shift. He's just, handling it and hiding it better than most.
Yeah, and I noticed that too. Yeah, I feel like the energy ramp up a little bit when he gets the reaction.
Totally, yeah. What the fuck?
Got a no signal on you.
Yeah, you can still hear me though, right?
I can still hear you.
Okay, I'm going to cut this out. Give me a second though. We're still recording.
Oh, looks like you're back. Yes signal.
There.
And you're back.
That's weird.
Huh.
I got a HDMI to USB dongle thing that I just moved it and seemed to come back.
Oh,
either
crazy.
way. Okay, whatever. You ready? Cool. I'm gonna change angles here, and let's go to this one. There we go. And
like, you know what? I'll just whisper in his ear as I'm bursting through the windshield. Hey, you might want to get that looked at. I'll see you out there. By the way, I don't think any Uber driver has taken more than one profile picture in their entire life. I'm pretty sure that's all of their first attempts. Every Uber profile picture I've ever seen, it looks like it was taken on the way to get you. The guy that got me the other day, his profile picture was the red light camera. He was like... Yeah, I got to work on my confrontation skills. I recently did a self-analysis, and I realized all my conflict resolution things only work for pets. And those don't translate over to humans. You can't squirt somebody with a bottle of water and be like, you can't talk to me like that. You grab them by the back of the neck and put them in another room and close the door. Turn on the vacuum. Those don't work with Jim. Yeah.
The specific tag of a random name. Yeah. I don't. Specificity is always good in comedy. It just kind of takes things to just that next level.
Better,
and it's specific and random at the same time, or specific and broad. But it's almost like a one of those John Edwards guys that I'm getting a letter or a name that starts with a J or whatever. Yeah.
No, I agree. It does add a little flavor to any joke. Just to add an unnecessary or just very specific details like that. Or
but I'm waiting.
Just the name Jim is also hilarious.
Yeah. The comedy J? Is that a thing? That's not a thing.
I used to be, and here's a great way to know if you have social anxiety, by the way. If you're ever somewhere in public, like a grocery store or something, and you see someone you know, but you realize you don't have it in you, so you hide. Okay, you're in here. You're like, not today, somebody I actually like a lot. I'll lose them in the produce mist. You're crouching behind potatoes. This is less weird than anything I would say. It's crazy because it's people we know. It's people we like. And I still can't do it. I was at the store and someone I knew was near what I came to go get. And I was like, you know what? I don't need that prescription. I'll just write out this itch. Yeah, embarrassing. And that's okay. I'm willing to admit it. I think that's a good place to be. If you're embarrassing and you're willing to admit it, I feel like we can all get there. I mean, the problem is like social media, all we share is what's going well with us. And that's not as connecting as the embarrassing stuff. That's why I wish, like, my favorite thing is baseball. Because baseball players show up to work every day knowing that on the biggest screen there, it's going to show how their entire year is going. It's also going to show their height and weight. Anybody here want to share that? Can you imagine if every time you guys showed up somewhere on a giant screen, it showed how your year was going? I come up here, they're like, this is Steve. This year he got 9 parking tickets, 3 cavities, and he booked a flight to the wrong Portland.
That's good.
Yeah, his like
And a
weird
fun
little
premise.
Well, yeah, but his weird little throwaway jokes are like his best shit. Like the like random asides or I guess
He's
it's
got good
just
act outs and a good face
Yeah.
for it. Like it's very cartoon like he just gives some good Pixar quality like reaction shots or like facial expressions as part of his act outs too are really good.
But there is a setup and punch aspect to it as well. It's just it's so simple that you wouldn't even like you would overlook it as like a premise almost. Like
Yeah.
One
One of those early bits are the same way. It's like it was just so simple, but it worked.
Yeah.
It's 5'6". Hi, I'm trying. Yeah. I'm a simple.
Oh wow, that stool is pretty tall next to him.
I didn't even
And
notice that.
that's okay, you know. Like I like black coffee. That's it. That's all I know about coffee because I had black coffee once. I liked it, and I didn't do anything different. Like you go to a lot of coffee shops, and you'll get like fancy baristas, and they'll give me all their coffee words that I don't know, and it's uncomfortable. Like recently, I was like, "Hey, I'll just have a black coffee," and they're like, "Today we have a fully washed Ethiopian," and I was like.
It is. It's not even the punchline. It's just his fucking like his face. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. The pause works.
Well, I'll just have the coffee.
Yeah, the punchline isn't as good as his fucking face. It's weird.
The acting of it too. So yeah, it's just-
no,
there's some
that-
funny visuals, like even like behind the potatoes and stuff, peeking out.
Yeah. It's a lot of good physicality there, and like
Totally.
simple premises, and just a couple words to pay it off. And that was definitely his strongest stuff. It felt like when he was digging for things, he like, it just wasn't landing, or maybe it's just like his style is sort of dictated. So like when the things were outside of his style, it just wasn't landing right or something. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly, but I enjoyed it thus far. So I would really check out the rest of it. That's
he had like 2 jokes that didn't land, and by didn't land, I mean they were like, huh, okay. Like
I know I was upset about it, but yeah, you could just like, all right, well, I'm sure he's got more because he's keeps going. So
I wouldn't say anything was bad. It just wasn't as forceful as some of the other shit.
Wow. Well, I'd say Nate Bargatze and crew know how to pick them because that was a good.
Yeah,
good
so
choice on that.
We've had a few comics from their crew, and they've all kind of been fairly solid like that. So maybe they're running a good training camp there.
Confident performance, relatively clean material. So I don't know.
Yeah,
look at the Dry Bar, huh? That might be some competition there.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
for clean comedy shows. But up next, we'll see if this follows suit here. But this is a comedian actor I've not heard of, but they actually got their start on the now defunct Vine. So starting just seconds at a time. This is comedian Trey Kennedy. I believe he has a what? And he has a podcast as well. Other than doing like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, he does sketches. He has a podcast, Correct Opinions. Known for his clean, family-friendly style.
And you just picked all of these at random, right? Like you didn't intend for this to be a clean show.
No, this is just the month or week or so of clean comedy releases.
And if we had intended for this to be a clean show, we wouldn't have said the fuck word so many times, or at least I would.
You would have. So. I've been keeping it freaking angel-like over here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I could, but like, why?
Well, you just said yourself.
Welcome
you can't
to
do
this.
it without the F word.
God damn it! Shut up,
Mr. Trey, get it in!
It's a fun font.
Wow.
You judge everyone by their font choice.
It just seemed like, I don't know, it looked like a goofy movie or something. Kind of font.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
It is.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Salt Lake City, how we doing?
More clean.
I love performing in your city. It's been a couple years since I've been here.
I'm fucking Mormons, man. They are really loving their comedy, I guess.
That's true.
In my life.
Foot rubs, I guess. We'll
True.
see if there's any of those special.
Maybe we'll have another theme post.
Most notably, I've become a father since the last time I saw y'all. That's right. Thanks. Sure. You don't have to cheer that much. It sucks. It sucks. No, I just underestimated it, right? Like how hard it is. I thought I had problems before I was a parent. These weren't problems. These weren't. Like I remember when our son was just a few weeks old, my wife and I were finally getting out of the house to see some friends who don't have kids. And I couldn't wait to see somebody else and to share with them the horrors we had survived. And these friends, they had the audacity to complain to me, right? Yeah, and people without kids complaining to parents it's kind of like walking in on your buddy who just got paralyzed and being like, my dogs are barking.
This guy has the energy of a impression of Mark Wahlberg. So it's just like
you're getting Mark Wahlberg vibes off of this.
Just that like that breathy. Hey, how you doing? Hey, say hello to your mother for me. Like it's not Mark Wahlberg, but it's like that standard impression of Mark Wahlberg. It's like he's not doing an impression. I'm not making that allegation at all.
I'm getting a little more of a Dane Cook flavoring on some of that, and with his energy, a little more aggressive. But yeah, some of it's sounding like early Dane Cook kind of.
Still no real jokes though.
Yeah, I think he's I don't know, more of a sketch person, like in video, but like
that makes sense.
Of his like videos on his YouTube or Instagram just to be like, oh, let's see how you make that transition.
Right.
So, I don't know, like how long he's been. Well, I think he's been doing stand up for quite some time as well. So he's not like just trying it now, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fairly big audience for just trying it now. So,
and he's saying he's back and now a father, so he's been doing it for a while.
Right? Yeah. Yeah,
Whenever
that's true.
Came out.
What's that?
Whenever Vine came out,
right? Yeah, he's got like the energy of a much more established comedian. I guess the fact that we've never heard of him doesn't really matter. He's that's part of this world now where people have their fucking giant followings and you've never heard of them before. So yeah.
It's like maybe we have different problems now. Maybe. And that's what it is. It's different problems. They went on like, Trey, if you could keep us in your thoughts and prayers, it's been a long week. It's been a long week. We got rear-ended at a red light, and it's been an ordeal with the insurance company. I've been on phone with the insurance agent 4 different times today. It's like, I've been shat on 4 times today. That doesn't sound bad at all. Oh, you had to talk to your insurance agent a few times? I've only talked to my wife and her mom for a month. I would love to chat with Jake from State Farm a few times.
I was going to question the shat on being clean, but I guess when you're talking about it being a baby shitting on you, that is clean.
Yes, you're allowed to visualize that.
Right. You're not allowed to visualize a Danny Thomas, but you are allowed to visualize a fucking...
Did you loop me in on the 5th call? These are problems. Oh, you got rear-ended at a red light. You get to drive around? I'd be so lucky. If I got rear-ended, I would go shake the man's hand. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You just delayed me going home an hour. Thank you. I'll pay for all the damages if you'll get a beer with me or something, please.
So this is what we call the take my wife please genre of comedy.
I guess so. Take my family responsibilities, please.
Yeah. It's like, I think I don't want to rag on it too much yet because we're not too far in. He's only been on for 3 minutes here, but this feels like we are kind of getting into that quintessential representation of what people think clean comedy is, like almost like fluffy nothing said with a smile. Like there's no real meat on any of these bones here yet.
Yeah, it's pretty well tread territory that like parenting is difficult, and he's not doing the kind of a bit of the Louis C.K. route where you're like, but not quite.
Not
Louis
yet.
was more like, not as clean, but more of just our kids are a-holes,
right?
Not just like the obvious that like, yes, it's tough to be a new parent. And diapers, poops, like it's no new angles on it. A little like airport jokes, they're fine, but
I was thinking that same thing. It's a lot like the a new parent is, this is all new to me, so it must be new to everyone in the world. Where the airline is the same sort of thing, but
yeah, your pre-baby problems are my post-baby privileges. Grow up. I underestimated how hard it is. I also underestimated how amazing it is, right? I mean, I can't even... Yeah, absolutely. I can't even describe the love I have for my child. I underestimated what it did to my marriage. My wife, Katie, I mean, she's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I got to witness her become a mom, be a mom, and I never realized I could love her more than I already did. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, it's got to be a joke still.
Yeah, but it just occurred to me that the reason this feels a little off to me is that it feels more like the cool pastor at the mega church rather than a stand-up.
Yes, that's a vibe for sure. Like, I'm waiting for them to talk about the offering is going to get started any moment now.
Right? Yeah.
Passing around a plate each aisle. Just, get what you can.
Right, and that's when my wife taught me the meaning of love. Here, pass the bucket. Give me that one.
I also never realized we can now scream at each other at 4 a.m.
Wait, so there wasn't a punchline there?
No. We'd never done it at that time.
What the hell?
I think there was just an applause break to be like, know your audience.
I don't normally do this, but we've already done it a couple times this episode. I'm going back because that pisses me off.
Seriously. I also never realized we can now scream at each other. Thank you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
God damn it.
I also never realized we can now scream at each other at 4 a.m. We'd never done it at that time. No, I thought we had some bad marital moments. You throw a kid in the mix, whole nother ball game, Middle of the night, you're just sleepwalking in to feed a baby again. I'm trying to put a bottle in a baby's mouth. I'm hallucinating. I'm seeing 3 of them. She's over there hooked up to a breast pump, whatever medieval mechanism that thing is. It's a cock. Does that hurt? My wife, I remember our wedding day. She floated down the aisle. Angel.
He's got a lot of energy and he's really trying, and I want to laugh at him, but I'm just not there yet.
I know it's really he's burning a lot of calories on these bits. But that's reminding me of like the Dane Cook kind of performative aspect of it, where is he from Boston? I don't know.
Dane Cook?
Yeah.
I think he's a Boston guy.
Okay, maybe that's part, I don't know. That could have nothing to do with it, but I'm just getting the Dane Cook vibes of like the sort of cocky attitude, or like just with the act outs. But there's just a lot of them for.
Yeah, this feels even more wholesome than Dane Cook, though.
Wholesome version.
Yeah.
Dane Cook as a pastor.
True.
Thing I've ever seen. Fast forward, she hasn't showered in days. They can get that
milking
long? They can...
breast pump is
Getting into like Cronenberg territory here.
it's borderline, not clean for me. On my rules of cleanliness, can't get that aggressive with the breast pump.
Well, it depends on, we all got our fetishes.
Y'all, I thought we had some bad moments, but you don't know it till she looks over you in that state. Do you even like to be around me anymore? Can we wait till sunrise at least? It's a whole nother life right there, people.
I guess that did build into a proper sort of structured joke punchline.
Yeah.
But payoff wasn't as much as I'd like, but I feel like we're making progress.
Yeah, I think so. I'm curious to see where he goes next after this. Like if it's going to be all new family material, or if he's going to veer off a little bit. We'll see.
Well, I mean, I assume it's going to be a lot of family if he just had a kid a year ago. Like that's going to be the whole world he knows. So, yeah, it's like the road dog comics and the airlines,
Exactly. That's the airport he's trapped in right now.
Right. Yeah. Terminal.
And that's where I'm at in life. That's where everyone I know is at in life. All my friends are doing the same thing, getting pregnant, being parents. My own sister, she's the one who made our parents grandparents for the first time. Very exciting times, not surprising. A lot of times, right? They've been married for years, bought a house, you see this coming. But that doesn't stop us, specifically us white people, from every big life event has to be a get-together. It's gotta be a thing, right? My sister, she couldn't just simply notify us she was pregnant, right? She was like, why don't you guys come over this Saturday at 9 a.m.? Right, she's got the hidden cameras every corner. And I show up, I'm a good sport, but I know what's coming. I'm excited, I'm not surprised. No, my mother, you would have thought this idea never crossed her mind. Her whole life. She hands her a shirt that says best grandma ever, and she's like, oh! Oh my gosh, are you serious? Are you kidding? I was like, Mom, she usually pounds the wine she's been drinking LaCroix for 6 weeks. She usually Ubers to family night. You're shocked by this? Everything's a big deal, right? We're pregnant. What's next? The gender. Got to find out the gender. You got to do a thing. My sister, she came to me. She's like, Trey, don't kill me. I want to do a little gender reveal. Something simple. Nothing that birds down the West Coast. And so she was like, Trey, as my one and only sibling, my big brother, I want you to do the honor. I'm going to have the doctor call you with the results. And then you tell the bakery what color icing to put inside the cake. Yeah, in Utah, I thought about ruining it. I thought about it, I asked, I was like, I'll pay double for yellow. I'll pay double. What does that mean? I was like, oh, you're having a Teletubby. I don't know. No, I do my job right. She's there with her husband. They cut the cake, revealing pink icing, meaning it's a baby girl. Everyone's excited. And then the first thing out of my sister's mouth, instantaneously, she wants to know. Sometimes, ladies, you give us too much credit. You do. She was like, Trey, how hard was it to keep the secret? How hard was it? He was the only one who knew in the whole planet. How hard was it not to tell everyone the gender of my child? I was like, not hard at all. Not
I think I wanted to laugh at that more than he deserved it. There was a good build up, and there were some better jokes in that stretch, and he is gaining my laughter confidence, I guess. But yeah,
he's adding more of the specificity of his life experience to it. For this round of jokes, they're a little more personal stories and kind of fleshing out the characters of oh, he has a sister. And so, yeah, I don't know. That helped draw me in more than just the very general, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, for a more storytelling comic, like telling the story helps. Or yeah, he's just like, again, I think I just want to like him more than I do, or more than I do actually like him. Like, it's just, there's just so much energy there, and there's so much like performance, and like he's got like a very jester on stage quality. But like,
and he's playing like a big freaking arena too. Do you see that? So there's a ton of people in the audience.
Yeah, it's definitely a big theater, or a larger theater. So, he's certainly got a crowd and a following, but there's just something.
Is that a piano in the background too? That's coming out later.
Cool. Yeah. Huh. He's one of those, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you guys will have to fucking click on the links below and watch the rest of it to figure that out. But well, who'd you think was the best tonight? It's probably pretty obvious.
Yeah, I really like Steven Rogers the best, like the middle comic, because he met all my cleanliness standards and all my comedy standards as well. So I liked his delivery. He was like original. I didn't get like any hints of like inspirations or like heroes. It was like, this is just his own thing. And enjoyed his premises. So that was mine. How about you?
Yeah, definitely the same. I mean, we talked about Carolla not quite yet being a fully formed comedian. The other two, I would say, are definitely fully formed. They are both their own person. But yeah, the middle dude, what the fuck is his name? Fucking Steve Rogers. Is that Captain America?
Maybe.
Yeah,
it sounds like just nondescript enough of a name.
True. But yeah, I mean, he was definitely the consistently funniest, and right out of the gate, like you didn't need a build up. Like, he just was who he was on stage, and there was no question about that. He just start to finish, like
a 0 to laughs.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Mr. Rogers definitely takes it today.
Mm-hmm. It was his neighborhood, as they would say. But
absolutely, in the clean bar, or the clean
dry
episode.
Bar.
Well, they weren't all dry bar. We don't want to give them too much credit.
No, but they weren't.
In our clean episode here, we definitely have a clear winner. As much love as I have for Carolla, and having listened to him for like 25 years now, that's still got to give it to the new guy. But tell them where they can find us.
Well, you can certainly keep finding us here on YouTube, so be sure to hit subscribe, get those notifications if you know how to do that. It's just a toggle, but different, And then, of course, they can go to
bell.
Smash that bell. Also, you can check out all these specials and rate them yourselves at StandupTeardown.com to watch them in full, or to go through our back catalog of episodes, maybe with less ads. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know, but probably not.
I don't know. I don't know if there are. No, I guess we can say anything.
Put an asterisk. No less ads.
Yeah. But don't forget to do all that shit. Like, comment, subscribe, and recommend some comics you want to hear us talk about. So let us know in the YouTube comments or on the website, and we read all of them. There's been like 5 so far, so hasn't been a problem. But let us know, and maybe we'll keep doing the show.
Love it.
Right on. Well, fuck you later.
Sit down, it's time to read between the punchlines. Ooh. They set 'em up, we knock 'em down. Why heckle at the show when you can heckle from the comfort of your own home? It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now. Who won't be killed? Bit by bit, beat by beat, set a punch, repeat. Ooh, they set 'em up, we knock 'em down. 2 drink minimum, it's the Stand marching up, down, left, right, line by line. It's the